Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Drew. Today we're going to look at bees and baseball cards. In baseball's history, there have been some great killer bees. But let's take a look at both bees and baseball cards. What do they have in common? Well, nothing. So today I'm with bee farmer Ben. Ben, it looks like you just added to your colony, is that correct?
That is correct. Yep, we just planted a colony of bees in this hive.
All right. Well, let's take a look inside. Now, you told me I'm not going to get stung, is that right?
That is correct.
That's what he says. I took out extra insurance before coming.
We'll open it up. Right now we have some food, some sugar water for them, and the queen is not even out of her box yet.
So where's the queen at?
Inside the box. See her in there?
Okay. Wow.
You see her. They're bringing her food and they're taking care of her right now until she can be released into the hive tomorrow.
Okay. And how many bees would you say are in this hive right now?
The box says 3 pounds of bees come with the queen. So I don't know what a bee weighs, but it's a lot of bees. Not a lot of weight.
Well, let's take a look at one of those players that were a killer bee. So when you think of players with the last name Bee, you got to think of Johnny Bench. And that's his 1969 Topps card. I think it's his best image of any of his baseball cards. That's his second-year card. And Bench has been known to hold 7 baseballs in one hand at a time. That's how big his hands are. But he was a 14-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion, 10 Gold Gloves. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame back in 1989, and he's on the All-Century team. Now, immediately to his left here is the Cubs' great Ernie Banks. Hey, it's a good day to play too, right? Well, he served in the Korean War, and if I'm a little shaky, I apologize. These little fellas are starting to make me just a little bit nervous. They're starting to ping me a little bit, but no stings just yet. He played part-time with the Harlem Globetrotters as well. And I'm sorry if I didn't mention it, because I said I got a little nervous, but he did serve in the Army, U.S. Army, during the Korean War. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame back in 1997. He's a 14-time All-Star, 2-time MVP, and he is part of the All-Century team as well. And next up, we're going to flip over Mr. Ken Boyer, who I think should be in the Hall of Fame. This is his rookie card from 1955. And Boyer was a 7-time All-Star. At the time of his retirement, he had over 250 home runs, and he was only the third baseman to have done that, Eddie Matthews being the only other one. He's in the Cardinals Hall of Fame. He has 5 Gold Gloves. In 1964, he was a World Series champion, and he died at the age of 51 in 1982 from cancer. Well, in a recent video I did, I talked about Jim Bunning. This is his 1958 Topps card, and Jim Bunning is the only player to have been inducted to the Baseball Hall of Fame and to the United States Senate. And we'll slide over here to Lawrence Yogi Berra, St. Louis native Yogi Berra. And he served in the United States Navy during World War II as a gunner's mate on the USS Bayfield, which participated during the Normandy landings. He was firing rockets and machine guns at the Germans while they were landing. And the Bayfield was a transport ship, so they were pretty close to the shoreline. He was injured and a recipient of the Purple Heart. And that's his 1953 Topps card, Yogi Berra. So last night I ran 12 miles. Bee farmer Ben didn't tell me not to eat bananas. Why don't you eat bananas before you mess with bees, Ben?
The chemical in bananas gives off the same odor that the bees will give off when the hive is under attack. And so if you've eaten bananas, the bees will attack you.
All right. So how often do you collect the honey from these? these bees?
Just once, early August.
Say that again.
Just one time in early August is when the honey harvest is.
And how much honey will you get from this particular hive? How many?
We can get up to 3 gallons a year from an established hive if it's a good year. When it's a drought, oftentimes we won't get any harvest at all because they'll need all of their own honey to survive the winter.
Well, do you like a little honey on your toast, on your biscuits, maybe in your coffee? I've even heard people put honey in their whiskey. Let's take another quick look at them, but look at the bees here. We're going to get really risky here.
This one.
We're going to, all right, there we go.
They'll be by the queen.
They're all right down here by the queen. And believe it or not, I haven't got stung yet. I may have just jinxed myself, so we're gonna close up the hive here. And real quick, I should mention that no bees or card farmers were hurt during the filming of this video. Well, hopefully I'll get a chance to come back out here later this year when they're collecting the honey. I understand they'll be a little bit more aggressive at that time, so I'm gonna have to work on my foot speed. We're going to let these little guys get back to work. Keep growing your collection, card farmers, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging out with me.